Hey, and welcome to Turo Fitness Podcast, a podcast for people who want to get no BS information about fitness and know that fitness is about so much more than losing scale weight. It's about feeling confident in your skin and empowered in your life. I'm your host, Turo Virta, personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, and most of all, a husband of my beautiful wife, Miriam. Each week, my guests and me will give you some no BS fitness tips and motivate you to take action in your own personal fitness journey as we talk about nutrition, exercise, mindset, personal development, and executing in life with enjoyable but still effective strategies. If your goal is to look better, feel and be strong and experience transformation from inside out, you, my friend, are in the right place. Thank you for jumping in, and now let's jump into today's episode. So welcome to this episode. Today I'm talking about how to get out of weight loss plateau. So if you are in a situation that you are in a calorie deficit, but you are not making any progress. So in this training, I will tell you how to know if you are actually in a weight loss plateau. And then if you are, how to get out of that and kind of boost your metabolism. So there are a lot of information available, and in this episode, I want to tell you exactly step-by-step guide how to actually start boosting your metabolism and get out of that weight loss plateau. So first of all, how to know if you are in a plateau. So if you are not, because it's often you feel like that you are not feeling any or you are not making any progress, that you feel that way, but you are not actually in a plateau. So if you are tracking accurately, because that is first of all that you have to know how many calories you are taking in, so if that you are actually in a calorie deficit. So that is the first step, to know that you are tracking accurately. Then that if you should you have to ask yourself, have you been at least 4 weeks in a calorie deficit? And if you are just starting, so you are just starting that calorie deficit thing, and you might start also strength training. This is not in the beginning, it might take even longer, but let's say that you have been doing something what have worked initially in the beginning, but then something happened and suddenly the same things what you have done before are not working. So, but make sure every week, every month is not going to be the same. So make sure you are doing it at least for 4 weeks. And then how to know what kind of progress you are expecting to see. So you have to know, you have to measure your progress in other ways. I did podcast episode 80 in my Turo Fitness podcast, how to know what kind of measurements you should be taking to know if you are making fat loss progress. So, but in short, you should take pictures. So you are comparing your pictures, what you have been in the past. You should take tape measurements. So you know, you have take, like, for example, what I recommend to do is simple tape measurements from your belly button, from hips, from upper legs, from arms. And then you are tracking your workouts. So you know that you making progress in your workouts? Are you able to use heavier weights? Are you getting stronger at the gym or in your workouts? And then you should track your average weight per week, not those daily values, because they will always fluctuate. But let's say that you wake yourself every single day in the morning after toilet, before you have been eating or drinking anything. And from that number, you take average scale weight per week. And this is one number what you are getting. And this, in a long period of time, should go down. But let's say that now it have been month, nothing have happened. It's a sign that something is going on. So this is that you are actually measuring what kind of things. And then you should, and don't expect that average scale weight, because if you know how calorie deficit is working, so if your calorie deficit is, let's say, 500 calories per day on average, so 3,500 calories per week, it's that you can expect to lose half kilo, 1 pound per week on average, but it's not every week same. You might lose other week, you might lose 2 pounds or 1 kilo. Next week, you don't lose anything. You are still in an average. Or if you lose within first week 2 kilos, next 3 weeks you are maintaining your weight, you are still in an average. So, but when this stalls out later on, this might be a sign that you are not on average that speed. And it could be, if it's not that much, but it could be also that it's going later, but that's just stay in there and don't expect, because those unrealistic expectations are one of the best ways to actually get frustrated, quit, and so have realistic expectations and know what you should be expecting. And if your deficit is smaller, don't expect to lose 1 kilo every 2 weeks or half kilo per week. So it's slower, but that's totally fine. It don't have to be fast. Then what else? How to know if you are actually making that progress is to measure your consistency. So because most of us, we think that we try so hard, we work so much, but we are not making any progress. So you have to be sure that you are at least 80% consistent. So it means that you are eating in a deficit 80%, hitting your calorie goals, eating your protein goal, you're doing your workouts, you're getting your steps in at least 80% of days. And if you are not quite sure if you are 80% consistent, get some kind of consistency calendar. What I love to use is that, let's say you have your couple goals, you print out calendar of the month, and you start to track your consistency, because most of us, we feel like that we work so hard, but in the end we are not that consistent. Because if you start to think back, there was that 1 week and 3 days, then I binged on that day too. So you might be 60% consistent, and with 60% effort consistency, don't expect to get 100% results. So this is something what is very, very common. So, but if you have your consistency goal, for example, like I said, your goal is to hit your calories, getting your workouts in, getting your steps in, and if you are 80% consistent with all those goals, what are leading to fat loss, then you are consistent enough. But before telling that you are in a plateau, make sure that you check those things, that it's at least 4 weeks. You are not making any progress, not only scale weight, but tape measurements, pictures, your clothes, average scale weight, and there is no sign of any progress. So that is called plateau. If it have been at least 4 weeks, and in the beginning, if you are just about to start, or you just started, it might take even 2, 3, 4 months before you start to see some kind of progress, especially like on a scale weight. So this is very, very important before we start to talk about how to get out of that plateau. So you know that you are actually in a plateau. So what you know that what you should be doing, like how to get out of plateau? Basically, you have 2 options. That kind of what I love to call losing strategy is to, like, let's say that you start your calorie deficit. Let's say your maintenance calories, I pick some random number. Your maintenance calories should be 2,000. So you are very new in this dieting. You pick, for example, from my calorie calculator, you get your calorie deficit calories. Let's say that your calorie deficit calories are 1,500. Now you are losing some weight for first, let's say 3 to 5 kilos. In pounds, it's 5 to 10. So then after that, you are doing exactly same thing, but then you hit the plateau. So nothing happens. And then, you think that, okay, now I just have to reduce even more. So you got another 500 calories. Now you are 1,000, maybe 1,200, something like that. You might still be able to lose another couple kilos, but then or you might add some activity to create that calorie deficit bigger. But what is the problem with this? That these options are very unsustainable. So if you think that this is the only way how you deal with the plateaus, that you are always trying to do more or restrict more, and then you are feeling frustrated that I don't have just willpower, I can't take it anymore, then that is totally normal. And think it that this is very common, because you have been told, if you watch social media, that to lose fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit, you have to move and do more. But when those things are not working anymore, and it feels that you are working so hard, but nothing happens. But this is the one of the biggest mistakes, that you are kind of trying to be in a calorie deficit all the time, and especially if you have still fat to lose, and it's so scary to take some kind of diet break, moving away from calorie deficit in a short period of time to boost and optimize your metabolism for fat loss. And then later on, it makes everything so much easier. And kind of, if you think it like in a long term, you will see a lot more progress. So what I recommend, first of all, like now, like if you look back where you are at the moment, so if you are in a situation that you have been in a deficit, let's say 12 to 16 weeks, and if option that cutting and you are not you are in having that plateau, or like there is literally no progress, so you have to ask yourself, is eating less and or moving more still going to be sustainable for me? If you are honestly thinking that I'm not quite sure, it's not going to be your solution. If you think that, okay, yeah, I could be adding easily, I want to do it, I don't need so much food, I could be adding some kind of walking or activity to burn more calories, that is in this case, it might work. But if you are in a situation that with your lifestyle, with your schedule, with your all other things than fitness in your life, it's no, you want to include some kind of enjoyment, you still want to, you don't have so much time to work out or something, then this solution is not going to work for you. And there is the other solution, what I'm just about to talk, what you should be doing. And this is the hardest part, like going for opposite direction and kind of trying to increase your maintenance calories. And this is kind of what I called optimizing your metabolism. So if you think like that, how is that working? Like what is metabolism? Metabolism is shortly sum of all kind of things what you are doing. Like it's amount of your activity outside of your workouts, like how you are, if you are using your hands when you are talking, if you are how many steps you are taking, are you taking steps or stairs instead of elevator, those all kind of things. Increasing that is very, very effective way to boost your metabolism. Eating more protein have something called thermic effect of food, and this is the highest in protein. So when you eat more protein, you automatically burn more calories. And then when you think that what is then optimizing that your metabolism, how to actually increase those maintenance calories. So if you take all kind of calorie calculator, and it says that what your maintenance, like you give there some kind of data about yourself. Like for example, in my calorie calculator, you give your age, your weight, and also amount of like kind of estimate of your activity levels. So with that data, it's giving a number, and it's every calorie calculator is working the same way. You insert some data about you, and it counts on average maintenance level. So this is something what you should be aiming for. It's not meaning that those are always right, and it don't have to be. They are only starting points what you should be aiming for, but it could be for every person individual and different, that number, as those calorie calculators, they are only as good as data you are giving to them. But how to know what is then your maintenance calories, and how to actually start boosting your metabolism is that that when you are, even you have, this is the mentally hardest thing to do, especially in those cases if you have still some fat to lose and calorie deficit is not working anymore. So why you should actually go for opposite direction and trying to actually focus on building muscle and kind of eating as much as possible to not gain fat. So how, and this is something what I do a lot with my clients. I will tell you in a short couple good stories how this is working and why it's mentally so hard. But mentally, if you think it like that, why it's then so hard to take some diet break? Because if you think that what you are seeing, hearing all the time, like that to lose fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit, and then somebody is telling that no, you should actually eat more. So why you are not losing, if you are eating very little and you are not losing weight, you might be doing strength training, you might be doing cardio, but still you are not seeing any kind of progress. So why is that happening? So if you think it like that, that if you go without emotion, without what you are telling to your body, so if you think it like that, what you are trying to tell to your body with your actions, because your body is doing what you are kind of asking it to do. So if you are eating in a calorie deficit, so you eat less calories than those your maintenance calories. So you are telling to your body that I need to lose some tissue. So it could be fat, but it could be also muscle. Your body doesn't give a shit which kind of tissue. There is some amount of, like, let's say, use this example again, that your body needs 2000 calories to keep you alive, that you have energy to do those walk, do all kind of activities, whatever you are doing. And that amount you need every single day. And now suddenly you give only through food and beverages, you give 1500. So there is 500 calories missing. And you think that now, of course, I want that it's taking it. I have some reserves here in my belly, and I want that my body is taking those reserves. But your body doesn't care if it's taking it from your biceps, your back muscles, or from your belly fat. Obviously, you would like that it's from your belly fat, but your body doesn't give a shit where it's taking that energy from. And but it have to compensate that missing energy from some tissue. So that's why, if you are thinking like that, why you might be losing a lot of, if you restrict calories, let's say that those maintenance calories are 2000. You think that now I want to see faster progress. You restrict for 1000 calories, or you might be even eating, if you are really stupid, you go even lower than that. And then lower you go, bigger deficit you create, more, especially if you don't have a lot of fat to lose, or if you have a lot of fat, it's likelihood that your body is using muscle to compensate that missing energy. It's increasing all the time. So that's why coaches and trainers are telling that don't eat in a too big deficit, as you don't want to lose muscle, because if you start to lose muscle mass, that is going to make your metabolism even lower, as muscle is more active and needs more energy than fat to keep you alive and move you. So this is the reason that this is what you are telling in a calorie deficit, that you have to get, like, kind of lose some kind of tissue to compensate that missing energy. Now, at the same time, if you are telling to your body, you have heard that you have to do strength training. So you are trying to build muscle mass. And if your only goal is to lose fat, you do strength training, which is kind of, at the same time, you are trying to prevent that you are not losing that fat from or that weight from your muscles. So you are losing more fat. And that is why that strength training is preventing that muscle loss when you are in a calorie deficit. But if you try to get stronger, which might be possible, especially if you are a beginner, you don't have a lot of experience with the strength training. So you might get stronger, especially in the beginning, because that is something new. Your body haven't been used to that. But if you have more experience, let's say 6 months, consistent strength training, you are not kind of newbie anymore. And it's going to be so hard to get stronger, build muscle mass when you are eating less calories. And now, at the same time, if you think what kind of signals, what you are trying to tell to your body if you are doing cardio. So cardio is that you are burning even more calories. You are kind of trying to tell to your body to become more efficient. So if you think that what does it mean? Think it like that. If you are going to run, you haven't been running. If you haven't been running your whole life, and let's say you have had a couple of years or year that you haven't been running at all, you go for a run. Let's say you go 1 mile or 2 kilometers. You need 15 minutes to run that, and it might be hard. But if you are doing exactly same thing, 15 minutes, 2 kilometers, And maybe in a month, it might be first time it was very hard. But then in a month or 2 months, when you do the exactly same thing, it feels already a lot easier. So because you have become more efficient. Your body is more efficient. You are more efficient runner, and you don't need as many calories as you needed in the beginning because your body have adapted. And this is how cardio is working. Like basically all cardio, what you are trying to tell to your body is to become more efficient. And now, if you think like that, all those kind of signals, what you are trying to tell to your body, like if you leave that emotion away, what you're saying that you are trying hard because you should be doing all these things, they are very conflicting signals. So like you are kind of trying to tell to your body to do everything, and how your body is responding, it might respond that it doesn't do kind of anything because it doesn't know what it should be doing. So your body, that's why you are hitting often those weight loss plateaus, or you are not making any kind of progress. And this is the biggest mistakes, like especially with the cardio. If you are trying to, like, cardio is great tool. It's a great thing, and so important for your heart health. So I'm not telling that you should never do some cardio, but if your goal is, for example, to boost your metabolism, I would not recommend you to do some kind of hard cardio. Walking is always good. And this is now I'm going to tell you step by step how to move away from that weight loss plateau. If you are in a situation that you have been eating very or low amount of calories, you can't imagine to do it more in a sustainable way, or reduce calories in a sustainable way, and at the same time you are not seeing progress. So if you think it like that, what does it mean if you are trying to increase your maintenance calories first? And this is something what takes it's hardest thing mentally to do, because if you think it like that, you kind of, know what you should be doing for fat loss, but then to going for opposite direction in a short term when your ultimate goal is totally different, that is the hardest part to do. But now let me explain why it's happening. So if your goal is to increase your metabolism, get that metabolism and maintenance calories a bit higher, you have to put the focus on strength training. So in strength training, you are telling to your body that I need more tissue, I need more muscle mass. And as muscle mass is more active, it needs a little bit more calories. Like I think it doesn't sound that much, but it's like 7 to 10 calories more per pound or per half kilo of lean muscle mass than fat. So if you, let's say that you are gaining 5 pounds of muscle, which is possible, let's say in 3 months. So in that, as a result, you might think that, okay, it doesn't make that big difference. It's 35, maybe 50 calories more what your body needs. And even that is not, it's not significant difference, but the way, the process, what is happening. And during that process, when you are actually building that muscle mass, there is something really magical happening. So why that strength training and reducing cardio then in doing that when you are trying to boost your metabolism? So this is like I said, that building muscle mass, your body needs more energy than you are what is there available. And if you think like that, this is something like that, you have been eating more than you needed, but you gained fat. But what is the only difference? What is a calorie surplus? So you need, let's say that those maintenance calories are 2000. Now you are eating in a slight calorie surplus, which could be like let's say 10% or 20, even 30%, or like optimal muscle gain, maybe it would be like 25, 30%, even above your maintenance. But let's say that you would eat 20% more. So you are eating 2400 calories. And at the same time, you are sending signals with your body to become stronger. So you are doing strength training with progressive overload, which means that you are always aiming to do something more. So you are really pushing yourself hard. You are aiming to add, if it's not working every week, but you are aiming to add always more weight or do more reps. So this means that you are doing progressive overload. And at the same time, you are with your nutrition, you are sending signals to your body that you are allowed to build more tissue. And in this case, it will be muscle mass, or mostly muscle mass. You can't completely avoid that it's going to be only muscle. There's always going to be a little part what is fat. It's the same if you are in a calorie deficit. Even if you want to that it's everything is going to be fat, there is always going to be part of muscle what you are going to lose also. So this is something what you can't completely avoid, but when you follow these steps, it's something what you can pretty good avoid. So now when you are, and if you are not eating in a calorie deficit, but at least on aiming to eat at maintenance level, so it becomes so much easier for your body to get actually stronger and build that muscle mass when you are allowing it to eat more. And this is because this is the only thing, like that if you eat more calories than your body needs, or you eat above your maintenance, and you are not sending those signals with strength training, then your body doesn't know that. How the hell your body should know that I'm going to build muscle mass if you are not sending signals to build muscle mass with strength training. So if you are doing just some kind of cardio, your body never knows what it should be doing with that extra energy. But so that's why those signals, what you are sending to your body, they are so important. So this is and now, so then if you think that what I can tell from my experience. So when I have worked with some athletes and or some other fitness fanatics who are coming to me, and they are, for example, they are tracking their calories, they are staying active, they are getting a lot of steps in, they are doing cardio, they are doing strength training, but they are not making any progress. And it's so frustrating to see when you are working so hard, you do everything, you are consistent, you are working so hard, but you don't see results. And but if you really think it, your body is doing only what it's asked. And the step-by-step guide how to get out of this weight loss plateau is that you are aiming to increase those maintenance calories, and it means that you are trying to eat as much as possible without gaining fat. And in this process, I love using reverse dieting. And reverse dieting, if you don't know what it means, it means that, let's say that, for example, Silvia is one of my clients, and she came to me. Her maintenance calories should be 2,400. Or almost 2,500. And she was eating 1,300, 1,400 calories and didn't make any progress. So reverse dieting, when we started, obviously we were checking that have been all those what I said in the beginning, that it have been, she's consistent, tracking accurately. I have been doing it for a while, but don't see any progress. So what we did, we started to increase her calories. So she started to, and she's, by the way, she's 42, 43 at the moment. So Silvia is not the youngest one. I have done a podcast episode and with her. So if you want to listen her story with her words, how she felt during that time, you will find it from my Turo fitness podcast, and that is episode 49. So that is with Silvia, we started to raise her calories like week by week. So it was in the beginning was like 150, almost even 200 calories per week. So first week 1,300, week after that 1,450, week after that 1,600, week after that 1,750, week after that 1,850 or 1,009, and we got her up to a point that she was actually eating that 2,400 calories, and her weight stayed exactly the same. And initially she lost a little bit some weight, or she actually lost a little bit weight during that process, if I don't remember wrong. And but ultimately she gained a little bit in the end, and now she's killing it, changed her body, the way, even to scale weight amount what she had, it didn't change a lot, but she gained a lot of strength, a lot of muscle mass, and her body is a lot leaner than before. Scale weight is same, but body is totally different, and she's feeling obviously a lot greater. So this was an example how I did it. Now there's a Yahir who is my coaching. Yahir is a younger male, and that was exactly the same thing. And when we started to actually reduce workouts, and not like Yahir was also working really hard, working out like 6 times a week, 7 times a week, doing strength training, cardio, everything what I explained. And now we reduced amount of workouts, amount of volumes, and focusing only on those things, and at the same time eating more. And this is kind of something what is like so conflicting, that you are telling that how like working harder is meaning more results, but that's not in every case. Like in those kind of things, like your body, you have put it probably too much under stress, doing conflicting things. And when you reduce it, that it doesn't mean you work only smarter, not harder. And when you are starting to do those things, you start to see results by doing less, eating more. And you are like that, holy shit, what is happening? What is going on? That this doesn't make any sense, that this feels so confusing. But this is the hardest part to do if you are alone, because you are, especially if you have some kind of athletic background. Like this is how I grew up also. I was working so hard. I was working a lot harder than most of my other friends who were playing ice hockey with the same team with me, but it was not even close to optimal. And now as a coach, you know that more is not always better. It's that you are doing the right things, what matters the most, and optimizing everything, like that, your workouts, your nutrition, and it's not like, obviously you get, if you are working hard, you are ready to and willing to do the work, you get so much, like if you are not doing it extremely too much, it doesn't matter that much. You are always going to see some kind of progress. But if you are trying to optimize everything, it's often working smarter is so much more beneficial than trying to kind of do everything. And what is the best thing to do if you are seeing results by doing less? Because this is what I do personally also. I rather do as little as possible as trying to kind of do work just so hard and do everything what I could be doing. So rather I spend time with my wife or do something what I truly enjoy than spending all my extra time by working out. So reverse dieting, it's that you are kind of, why it's then so beneficial. Basically, you could be adding those calories from right off the bat, like increasing, like in Silvia's example. If she was eating 1,300 calories and her maintenance was 2,400. So if we would raise her calories overnight, probably the results in the long term would be the same. It could be that it was a lot faster. But if you can imagine, if you are eating so little calories, you might not, like in her case, she didn't feel that hungry. So her hunger hormones were out of balance. And if you are at that point telling to somebody that now you are doubling your food intake, and this is going to be, first of all, your brain is going to tell you that no. And then at the same time, your stomach, you will feel so full all the time, like that, oh, I can't eat this much. And then at the same time, when you are seeing, like when you do it this way, you are seeing that your body is going to gain some scale weight, especially in the beginning. And that's going to be a big thing emotionally when you see that, holy shit, that I'm not going to do it. I gain way too much scale weight. But if you keep trusting the process with reverse dieting, advantage is that it's not that scale weight gain, what you are going to do, not always, but often in the beginning, is going to be lower. And when you are starting to eat more calories, it's usually 10 to 14 days when you are gaining scale weight. And after that, you are kind of that it's going to fluctuate, and you might even start losing weight while eating more. So when your hunger, and plus that your hunger hormones, those ghrelin and leptin, they are more in a balance, and you actually start to feel hunger again. Like, what is a good thing? It's not a bad thing to feel hungry. And like, because it's your body, it just shows that your body have adapted, your hormones have adapted to lower calorie intake, so you might not feel even hunger, but it's a good thing. So your natural appetite is coming back, and it's a sign that those hunger hormones are in balance. So this is the best ways, and that's why that reverse dieting, I love to use it, especially in those cases. So it's kind of step-by-step thing. And when you get up to your maintenance calories, you stay there for a while, or like Silvia, you might be trying to lose fat, make it short if you feel like that you do it. But for example, Silvia is in so good place mentally, relationship with food, everything, that she thought she wanted to lose more weight, more fat, but now she decided that at least at this point it's not going to be what she's aiming for, but that obviously can always change over time. But she's so happy that she's allowing, and she did this, because now you can imagine what kind of situation she is when she have raised her calories from 1,300 to 2,400. And if we would go from 1,300 to fat loss phase, she would have to go like 1,000, maybe 900, like very ridiculous amount of calories to see progress. And now if she's starting her maintenance is 2,400, she's cutting it for 2,000, maybe 1,900, she's starting to see progress. So this is why this kind of that optimizing your metabolism, it's in a long term the best strategy for your mental health, for a sustainable way how to do it. So because most people, when they do it wrong way, they are thinking those emotions that I just need to lose that fat and fast. And when you try to do it in this way, like that, you are restrict, and do more, move more, burn more calories. And this is it's mentally so hard, and you can take it only up to a point that you will tell that you are so hungry, your energy levels are so low, you feel just frustrated, and then it always end up that now then you are pinching, you are going over your calories, and you will end up gaining weight and everything back. And in the long term, it's never going to be sustainable. When you do it opposite, it's not going to be that fast. But if you think it like that, because this dieting exercise thing, it's not meant to be for a month or 2 months, it's meant to be for life. And if you think it like what kind of results you are going to see in a 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years from now, it's going to be a lot more sustainable. You will have a lot faster progress when you do it and allow yourself to take diet breaks, also aiming for increasing your metabolism, focusing on building muscle mass, and then at that point using those kind of fat loss phases only to lose fat and keeping them short. And this way you will feel and get that look what you're actually looking for. Then what about then your workouts in this phase? Like I said, that strength training is the key when you are trying to improve your maintenance and your metabolism. So I would, like I said, I would not, if you are in a case that you are eating little calories and you are trying to increase your maintenance calories, I would not do cardio at all. So this is, and this is not that I hate cardio or I'm saying that it's not good. It's just in this case, because it's conflicting signal what you are kind of trying to tell to your body. So to not use it. What you can do instead is walking. So the best way to do it is, if you think that what is the ideal way, I want to do everything what I can in my workout. So 3 times walking, 10 to 15 minutes, 3 times walking every day. And ideally those are after your meals. Like let's say you have 3 meals per day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, 10 to 15 minute walk after those meals. And this is going to be enough. It's going to be more, it's activity. It's low intensity cardio, and but it's not going to be too hard that your body is kind of that you are sending signals that now, walking, you can always walk, but keep them short. And if you get 45 minutes walking, during this time, it's more than enough. Later on, this is something cardio you can always add when you get your maintenance calories higher. Then it's time you can focus again for cardio doing, and especially if you enjoy it and for your heart, you should always be doing cardio. So not saying that you should not do cardio at all. So, and then strength training, if you are like in this case, like that, more is not better. Like if you are someone who have been working out 6-7 times per week, I would say that 3 workouts per week is more than enough at this phase, because your body might need also recovery. So you haven't allowed your body to recover, because working harder is not always better. So if you improve, you actually, if you think like what kind of signals you are doing during strength training, you are not getting stronger during training. You are actually damaging your muscles during strength training. And then when you are actually building that muscle mass, it's the time when you are recovering, when you are sleeping, when you are resting, and when you are not giving enough rest. Your body, how the hell your body should know if there is all the time like more. And obviously this is something, it's very individual, but what I have seen 2 to 3 times a week, and maybe in addition some like kind of shorter workouts, like which are kind of feeling like light. It could be just simple as body weight workouts using some resistance bands or something. Those are really beneficial to tell to your body that and reminding that you need to build muscle, you need to get stronger, that these are those muscle building signals. So and those 3 walks, they are, if you are doing them ideally after your meals, they are helping also with your insulin levels too. So this is shortly explained how you should be doing it if you are in a situation to how to get out of plateau, how to optimize, increase your metabolism and your maintenance calories to get them higher again, so you can lose fat while eating more. And this is something what I love to do, what I do for. This is my favorite thing to do, and it's often with those people who are coming to me. This is the scariest thing. This is the scariest thing mentally to do, to go kind of opposite on everything what you have learned, what you know, what you have heard about fat loss, that eating more, losing and burning more calories, you create calorie deficit, which is obviously, it's not a bad advice, but it's especially in those cases, if that is not kind of working anymore or not sustainable anymore, then you have to go for opposite direction. And if you are in this situation, you need any help, you can always DM me in my Instagram, sending me email turo@fitmeturo.com, and let's chat. If I can give you advices, there's no obligation. I love to help people, answer my DMs, answer my emails. So, but if you need help with the implementation, that you need someone who is controlling you, telling you exactly what to do and helping you with those during that mental process, I love to do it, and I would love to help you. So I have a few spots in my one-on-one coaching, free at the moment, and just send me DM, email me, and let's chat if that is something what is working for you. So thank you for listening, and talk to you soon. Hold up, friend. Do you love Turo Fitness podcast? If so, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes. I know every podcaster wants you to leave a review, but it's because those reviews help the podcast to reach more people. I truly want to know what you think, and if this particular episode resonated with you, would you also please share it? Either send a link to someone who you think will find it valuable, or take a screenshot and post it into your social media and tell your friends and family why they should listen it. Make sure you tag me so I can hear your feedback and give you a little love. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram or TikTok, that's the perfect time to hit that follow button. Thank you for being here and listening to Turo Fitness podcast.